Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Trogdor, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is a long time coming. We are here at the final game of the PTL, the Pokemon Tri-League. The very first season, Division 1, is finally coming to a close, and I'm not going to talk about my whole season, but let's just say it was complete ass. I drafted a terrible team, and I just had like a couple just complete mess ups that just ruined it. I could have, stayed in D1 if I had like 2 more wins, which I deserve both of those, but whatever. We're here at the final week. My opponent is Viva La Pasco, who has also, had a better season than I have, to be certain, but we're both going to D2, so we're going to be seeing a rematch in the second season, so look forward to that. And yeah, so we made a team builder for his team. The roster he has is super threatening. Like the combination of Gardevoir and Heatran, Mega Gardevoir and not Mega Heatran. I almost said Mega Heatran, and it's like we've already already I'm at words aren't real. I think that's one of the spookiest combinations that you can have in draft. Because my best answer to Mega Gardevoir is my Aegislash, and it's like Heatran switches in on that 9 days out of the week. So it's that's such a spoopy combination. And well, I do have my answers for that. Check out my team builder, and you'll see why. Point is, my opponent's team, good. My team, poo-poo. Let's get into this. So I brought my Hailcore, Sandslash Alolan, and Ninetales Alolan. These have won me some games in the past and just screwed me over in the past as well. So I'm really hoping that these two will work out. Galvantula is not Sticky Web. It's actually a Scarf set, which I needed a Scarfer, and Galvantula fit the bill the best because it outspeeds all of his likely Scarfers, namely Thundurus, Toxicroak, Salamence. What else could possibly running Scarf? It also deals with his Blastoise really nicely, which he needs a Spinner, obviously. Blast or Defogger, but I think Spinners are superior, and Blastoise is one of the best Spinners in the game. And I've got Terrakion. I've got Latias, which, maybe. And I've got my Hailcore. So basically, I thought Blastoise was going to be coming for sure. Galvantula deals with that. Aegislash, because of the Gardevoir. Terrakion, my dedicated offensive lead with rocks. And then I've got a very spicy Latias running Weakness Policy, Earthquake, Dragon Pulse, and Shadow Ball. So yeah, it's an interesting team. Not the spiciest, because this battle does kind of matter for me just because I want to win my last game. Otherwise I would have gone full Yanma, and if it turns out that my opponent brought Phanpy on his team and I didn't bring Yanma, I'd be kind of upset. So let's see what he does end up bringing. So he's got the Heatran, Mega Gardevoir, Toxicroak, Thundurus, Therian, Salamence, and Decidueye, and a lot of obvious threats are there, Heatran, his Dragon Steel Fairy. Decidueye is there, which I wasn't quite expecting because I do have Aegislash, but then again, it can hit me super effectively, and offensive grass types are fantastic. Thundurus, no surprise. And I noticed no Blastoise because, like I said, I was almost certain that would be there. It's that basically means that if he, what's his answer to a Double Dance Terrakion? What's his answer to a Hailcore? I, of course, don't have Double Dance Terrakion, but that's a huge threat to every team in the world. But that's the team that he brought, and I've got a huge sigh of relief, and I'm thinking, this can work. This can work. I need to play smart. I need to use my brain and not mess this up, and I can definitely get a win. So Hailcore is going to be my win con here for sure. Galvantula, he doesn't have a ground type, although he does have Volt Absorb. Need to find out what his Scarfer is, because it's most likely either Toxicroak, Salamence, or Thundurus, maybe two. And if he hits Latias with a super effective move, that could sweep too. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna lead Terrakion, of course, as he leads Thundurus. This is actually really great. I am Focus Sash, of course. So right here, I'm going to find out if this is a Scarfer, which it is not. So that is really great knowledge. Although that's probably specs based on that damage. Like, oh my god, that's crazy. So Decidueye comes in. I am not staying in any time. So I'm going into Galvantula. I think that's my best bet for hitting this hard because I've got the Bug Buzz, of course, which I'm going to go for right now. Heatran comes in, and right away I pop its Balloon. That's fantastic because I was worried about Balloon Heatran. I knew that it's like, because I was expecting a Balloon Heatran to be his lead, so I brought my tailored Terrakion set the way that I did. But it's like, if I've got something like my Ninetales, which has the HP ground, it's like Heatran is going to beat me because I got to hit it with an Ice move. It does nothing, and then I can't hit it until I'm dead. So yeah, so that's great for me right there. And then I'm going to bring in my Latias because, believe it or not, the set that I brought can actually beat Heatran. If he's got something like the Dragon Pulse or the HP Ice on it, which, you know, those are both viable moves, I can get my Weakness Policy popped and go for an Earthquake, which at +2 is a KO, even if it's like max defense, even if it's like max HP with, you know, minimal defense, it still does a huge chunk. So I'm going to go for that right now. He does get the Spadef drop. That's going to very limit my longevity, but I can, you know, roost and stuff. And Latias is really specially bulky, so I can probably 1v1 this if all the cards go right. So that's doing a hefty chunk. I'm going to go for the Earthquake right here. He lives it, of course, and goes for the Flamethrower, even though Flash Cannon was a sure KO. And it's like, was he expecting Aegislash or Galvantula? I don't think those were very good switches for me, but anyway, Latias is able to live. I'm going to Roost here, of course, because he sees that Earthquake is going to KO. And I'm in another situation of you can go for an HP Ice or a Dark Pulse and pop my Weakness Policy, and I basically win. But instead opts to go for the Dark Pulse, not the Dark Pulse, the Volt Switch, as I'm going to Dragon Pulse here. Unfortunately, does not KO the Heatran, so I got to go for this again. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Latias brought down a Heatran. You don't see that happen very often in draft leagues. So yeah, Thundurus is coming in again. I'm hoping that it's going to try to go for an HP Ice or something, but the Flash Cannon, he's got no reason not to go for that, I guess. And unfortunately, I'm not quite able to take it out, although that's like definitely in range of Aegislash or Shadow Sneak. Galvantula can KO with like Bug Buzz or HP Ice any day of the week now that it's weakened and I outspeed it. So looking pretty good for me early on. I identified a lot of what his team's doing and stuff, and yeah, Terrakion comes in. Poison Jab was basically a free move for me. He brings in the Toxicroak, and I'm thinking like, okay, you're Scarf, that's cute, because why else would you bring it in on me like that? So close combat or an Earthquake is incoming. I think a close combat is more likely, just based on, you know, I've got my Hail Core, and if you're going to lock yourself into anything, it's probably going to be that. So I'm going to switch in my Aegislash to like immunify that. He does go for the Earthquake, and okay, congratulations Aegislash, you literally did nothing this game. But what was I supposed to expect from that? So yeah, I'm just gonna go for the Shadow Sneak so I can get in range of Galvantula, because that is indeed like from what I can see, the only thing that can outspeed this at this point. I'm gonna King Shield again right here just to see if he's gonna switch up his moves, but he doesn't. So it's like, yeah, to me that's like, you know, a Scarf. So I'm gonna go for the Shadow Sneak. Now it's in range of Galvantula's Thunder, which I can go for freely with Thundurus being gone. So it comes in here and he switches out. That's, alright, cool. Gonna save that for later. Does nothing to Decidueye. And I'm gonna get my Ninetales set up here because I figure he's gonna try to go for, he goes for the Spirit Shackle. That does a pretty hefty chunk for me right here. So I've got my Hail up right now. I'm gonna see if I can do a chunk of damage to this right now and get up my, Aurora Veil in just a little bit. Maybe Hail goes away, I switch out, come back in later on, but I need some damage on this Decidueye right away. So I do Freeze Dry, does a good chunk of that, and he gets frozen. So Pokemon is a game of skill. Like, I just want to remind everyone, Pokemon is a game of skill. You see that right there. So this opens up an opportunity for me to just get Sandslash started right now. Like, he gets frozen, and I'm going to go for the Aurora Veil next turn because he's got like no HP left. He does thaw out, hits me with a Spirit Shackle, and that's a crit. Ninetales goes down. That's actually great for me. I've still got 5 turns of Hail left, 5 turns of Aurora Veil left. That means Sandslash has 5 turns to just do whatever it wants. Or, well, 4 turns by the time it comes in. So So I'm going to get an SD and then 3 kills, like guaranteed. Looking at the rest of his team, it's like Salamence goes down to Icicle Spear. Decidueye goes down like right now to literally anything. Toxicroak goes down to EQ. Gardevoir goes down to Ironhead. So 3 of those 4 things are going to go down to Sandslash. Right now I guarantee it because I'm at +2, and it's like, yeah, you're not living it. And I've got my Veil up just in case Icicle Spear misses or something, you know? So yeah, that goes down and it's like easy as cake. So Toxicroak comes in and Earthquake, and yeah, you're gone. The crit like totally didn't matter at all. Salamence comes in, goes for the Intimidate. He might switch out, which he does. That's pretty skillful. I'm gonna go for 1, 2, 3, just 2 Icicle Spears. That was great. But Ironhead, tail went away, but I still somehow outsped. Maybe that was a Trick Room Gardevoir or something. I was kind of confused by that, but anyway, it goes down. So even though it was after the fact that the hail goes down, Sandslash still was able to pick up 3 KOs right there. And now Salamence comes in. That's his last mon left, but okay. It's 3-1 right now, and he's got a Salamence. That, you know, anyone can come back with a Salamence. Like, you're down 1-3, and you've got a Salamence, you can win it, right? Just, like, no matter what. Because, like, I'm physically bulky, sure, but that thing is powerful. So I'm going to go for an Icicle Spear right here, just in case he wants to do something like a Dragon Dance. But, yeah, my attack's at 0 now. He goes for the Fire Fang, and that is going to take me out. So a couple things can happen right here. He could be Scarf, and I need Galvantula to outspeed, and potentially KO with Hidden Power Ice depending on his investment. I've also got Terrakion in case he is not Scarf. Fire Fang may not KO, but I don't want to like risk the flinch or the burn, the Stone Edge not killing or anything like that. So my safest play right now is to go for my Galvantula and HP Ice it. So of course I outspeed. He goes for the Fire Fang once again, so that leads me to believe that is indeed choice. And I live that. It's at 11%, I outspeed, and I'm going to win this right here. Galvantula using HP Ice. Kind of interesting that my season ended with Galvantula getting its first KO ever, as far as I remember. Like, I put down all the stats, and this was like, oh, Galvantula's first kill. That was kind of fitting. So, good game to my opponent for sure. Dude, that team was pretty spoopy to prep for. I was, again, really surprised that no Blastoise showed up at all. That just made Sandslash's life so much easier, and I think I played that decently. I don't know if like the freeze on the Decidueye made me overconfident. Probably should have just gotten my Veil up and switched right away so I had 1 extra turn of Hail, but you know, hindsight's 20/20. I still think I played okay, even though it was, you know. So yeah, that concludes the season 1 of the PTL, which, you know, it's been a long time coming. Like they talk about, we've been doing this since July, which is ridiculous. So stay tuned for all the post-season crap that I'm gonna produce at some point between now and whenever the commissioner wants us to start drafting, which will probably be like yesterday, knowing the way this thing gets accelerated. Anyway, that's all for me. So yeah, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, you know, keep in touch for the second season or all my PPL stuff. But yeah, that's all for me. I'll see everyone in the next video. Take care now. Bye bye.